You are listening to Tech Gumbo on Talk 107.3 FM WBRP, brought to you by Gulf South Technology Solutions. You can reach us at 225-216-2169 or
at www.gulfsouthtech.com.
And Gulf South Technology Solutions, we are your one-stop shop for all your business computer needs. Give us a call. We'll give you the right solution, the right response right now. I'm Haggai Davis along with
James Moak.
Hi, James.
How are you, sir?
Doing great. Looking forward to some Tech Gumbo here on our 30th show. This is our 1-year anniversary, ladies and gentlemen.
Time flies when you're having fun or having tech.
Absolutely. And, best kept secret in town, Tech Gumbo. Want to remind everybody, go to pulse.techgumbo.net. When you get to that site, you can give us your instant feedback. If you like the show, give us a thumbs up. If you don't like what we're talking about at the moment, thumbs down. You can vote once every 5 seconds. So it's real simple. You can do it from a cell phone, from a tablet, from a PC, wherever you are. Pulse.techgumbo.net.
And as usual, we have the free 1-year subscription to Microsoft Office 365 that we're giving away this week. And in order to register for that, you can go to our Facebook page at facebook.com/GulfSouthTech. And our keyword this week is anniversary.
Absolutely.
Lines up with our show today.
Absolutely. And that Office 365 is a 1-year subscription. You get 5 copies of Microsoft Office included with that subscription. So go to our Facebook page. It's a really good deal. So let's start off with some news and updates as always. First story, we're going to talk about Microsoft reneging on an unlimited OneDrive storage promise for their Office 365 subscribers.
Yeah, I don't know about you, but I remember when this was announced last October, and in fact, you came kind of running in the office and said, "Hey, let me tell you what Microsoft just announced." And unlimited is a big word, and when it comes to storage, there's a difference between unlimited minutes, unlimited text. When we talk about unlimited storage, that's a whole different animal.
Absolutely. The story, Scrooge McDuck is now in charge of Microsoft's Consumer Cloud division. It was one of my favorite lines of the week to read. But they promised a year ago, hey, if you've got an Office 365, whether it's a home version, a university version, as long as it's an Office 365 plan, we were going to roll out an unlimited amount of storage. The senior vice president, Chris Jones, with the OneDrive division of Microsoft, made a definitive announcement and said, no more. That's it. Well,
shut it down.
Well, part of that problem was when you say unlimited, people can take you up on that unlimited thing. And there was a whole lot of folks who went out there and threw up 75 terabytes right off the bat, and a bunch of people in the 1 to 200 terabyte range, and Microsoft said, "Oh wait, you're taking us serious?"
Oh yeah, they had people uploading their entire movie collections and DVR recordings and all kind of stuff. They figured out ways to to really take advantage of it or exploit it, what might be the proper term.
Yeah, so, 1 year of, unlimited means unlimited. So Microsoft has kind of pedaled that back and said, well, okay, we're not going to do that. They're going to, if you can have a 100 gig or 200, up to 200 gigs, and that used to be free. Now it's going to be $1.99, per month, and different things like that. And this just made a lot of people really, really unhappy.
Yeah, so anybody, any of those people, or any of you that may have uploaded your DVD collection or DVRs, saving data from your DVR or what have you, they're going to be, and it's more than a terabyte, they're going to be notifying you that you need to make another option.
That's right. You're still gonna have 1 more year to keep your information up there, but you won't be able to add to it. All you can do is take down the number. Once you got to get below the 1 terabyte threshold. If you want more than 1 terabyte, then you're gonna pay. And Microsoft will be happy to take your credit card and put it in, and so that you can have your additional storage. And it got people so mad. They've now started an an online petition.
Well,
I mean, I've never understood the online, petition thing, but there's a group out there that so far, as of Wednesday, there was about 2,000 people who've already signed on, and I guess these 2,000 people think they're going to make Microsoft change their mind.
2,000 virtual signatures.
2,000 virtual signatures, and Microsoft has more employees in the state of Texas than 2,000 people. So come on, folks, let's be serious about. But these people they're demanding their free stuff. You promised us free stuff. We want our free stuff, so give us our free stuff.
That's right. They're trying to with their petition, I should say. They're trying to get Microsoft to raise it to 2 terabytes.
Yeah,
so they only put a third of their DVD collection out there.
Yeah, good luck with that. Moving along, let's talk about Mac now for a while. Mac, it used to be that if you had a Mac, you were safe. Nobody was writing, hacks and malware and virusware and all that stuff. Actually, because there just weren't enough Macs for them to go after it.
And apparently, with all of the new technology that Apple is releasing, both in their software, their operating systems, and the hardware devices as well, they've become a bigger target.
That's right. There's 5 times more malware written for the Mac this year than at any point in history. And part of that is because Macs have had a lot of success. They've sold a lot of new computers here lately. The PC sales have actually sunk a little bit, whereas the Mac sales are up. Well, hey, that just means there's more of a target out there for the hackers and for the malware writers, and so they're going after the Macs now. So you better have your antivirus and your malware stuff up to date.
Because so far in 2015, which we're in November, we're getting close to the end of the year, but there have been 948 types of malware found on Apple's OS 10 operating system.
And which is 5 times more than they've ever had in a 5-year combined era. So I mean, there's a lot of stuff out there that's going bad. If you got a Mac, please take care of your stuff. Back it up. Get your antivirus. Get your malware. All of those things. Take care of your computer, please. So moving along, we've talked about Microsoft. We talked about Mac. Let's go talk about the boys at Google. Chrome is doing pretty good.
Apparently their market share or what have you has grown to a record 31%.
That's right. The people using Internet Explorer has dropped to just right there at 51%. Back we talked about this back in the spring. They were still at 55%, 56%, and Google Chrome was still at 25%. So now all of a sudden, Chrome has jumped up to 31% of the total usage of all internet browsers, and it's a growing number.
Yeah, and I think what's driving a lot of that is I know a lot. Well, in fact, all of the new PCs that you get at Best Buy and whatnot, they're all coming with Windows 10, and we talked about it prior to Windows 10 release based on our testing and stuff internally, where we talked about the Edge browser. And apparently the folks that are now using, as many of them as there are around the world that are using Windows 10 and the Edge browser, apparently they're not quite as impressed as maybe we thought they would be, or maybe as Microsoft thought they would be. And although they still have Internet Explorer in Windows 10, apparently people are looking for other options, and obviously exploring Chrome is one of those.
And I'll admit I am one. I try to use the Edge browser as much as I can, but it's just frustrating at times. It's not the released version is nowhere near as good as the beta version was back in the spring, and it's gotten clunky.
I have them both open on mine. I mean, there's just still some websites that don't act right, inside Edge, and so I'll have 4 tabs open in my Internet Explorer in Windows 10, then I'll have 2 or 3 tabs open in Edge just because it opened it by default usually. And I've started. I'm one of the ones who started using Chrome a little more than Internet Explorer even, just because it's just seems a little faster, and Internet Explorer's it's having its issues. So
IE is having issues. They're more and more people are just getting frustrated with Internet Explorer. And
well, apparently, by January 12th of 2016, which is not far away now, the vast majority of IE users, of Internet Explorer users, are going to have to run Internet Explorer 11, or they're going to be shut off from the browser updates.
That's right.
The Windows updates that come out on Patch Tuesday of every month, and so that's a growing concern, and it's probably something again that's given them the opportunity to explore other options.
Okay, so that'll wrap up our first segment. Remind everybody to go to go to facebook.com/GulfSouthTech and register for a free copy of Office 365 by putting in the word anniversary. You're listening to Tech Gumbo here on Talk 107.3 FM WBRP.